Hi, you guys. Okay, Snowfall season 5, episode 4 Revolutions. Sissy has returned and she's at the old house reminiscing about the good old days with Alton when they first moved in, and all the way down to Alton's last conversation at the house when he was telling Sissy he want Franklin to walk away from the drug game. We can see that Sissy is really missing her husband. Bricks, all white bricks, light tan bricks. Jerome was in the projects with the crew in a warehouse stacked to the ceiling with keys of cocaine. Rennie, it came through. He was playing this song with a nice beat, had everyone hype. Jerome said, yo, turn that shit up. So Jerome is listening to the lyrics and said, hold up. So the rap lyrics went, Project Baby about to start some shit. Fatback a soldier, he took the case. The real shooter out here saving his face. Left hand shitting on the right hand. Why the big homie Rome, the only one out here moving white. While niggas out here dying, he's filling up the safe with Franklin's Benjamins, playing both sides while he ends his friends. Khadijah and Manboys is goners. Rest in peace, Tiana. I mean, he was telling it all. Jerome goes down to the projects and they run down on the rapper. To them, he has he's weird. And he's just a nerd skateboarder. Someone that you would never know that this boy can spit like that. When a skateboard rapper come down, he said, yeah, y'all want some verses? Jerome said, you think you gonna get paid for snitching on us? Got every one of them tapes in his bag. Skateboard rapper is sad. He said that they taking his life. He slid out his mama rhyming. Poetry is his first love and he just put it on a beat. As Jerome started to sympathize with him, somebody is yelled out, I guess like 5-0 or something like that. And Detective Buckley ass and his squad came and raided the projects. In an utterly ridiculous raid. Dogs attack, brutal force, putting holes in people's walls, just very unnecessary. And this is very accurate. I can remember seeing things like this go down up close and personal, and it would just be so unnecessary. Granted, okay, they got a warrant. They can come in and search for things, but they don't have to put holes in people's shit. There were times when kids was right by the door and they busting the door down. They have really calmed down on that. I don't know, personally, but it damn sure don't seem like how it used to be. Franklin is home with Veronique, and we find out that she has moved in, and they're just chilling when Franklin get a page about the raid, and Franklin needs to go to attend to see what's up. And Veronique wants to come along. She want to make sure everything okay, so she ride or die down for the cause. Franklin gets down to the bar and Leon is going the fuck off. He said they had attack dogs like Birmingham back in the day, busting heads, grabbing corner boys, and it was that fucking Buckley. Franklin said, y'all got him on the payroll. How did that happen? Lloyd thing is, it could have been a routine thing that he had to go along with. Jerome is like, nah, he needs to be dealt with. Lloyd agrees to holler at Buckley. And Leon wants war with the police, talking about he's about to prepare to get armed and ready. He's going to be ready the next time they come through. And Sissy comes in, which causes Leon to calm down. Sissy gets her love from everyone. She said as soon as she heard the news, she came down. So everyone is like, huh? And Franklin comes out with, he tells Lloyd and Jerome that they're having a baby. Everyone is happy. Jerome is happy. I'm going to say that. Leon, he already knew, and he was happy at his house. But Lloyd, she was like, and like, yeah, right. Like she wasn't feeling that shit. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, Lloyd goes down to see Buckley to see what the fuck that was all about. And Buckley said, what do you want? You think that you're going to keep sending me shell and some coke and bet your eyes and everything is supposed to be okay? I'm just supposed to cater to you. He tells her like, girl, you know what I asked you for. I bet you the next time I won't have to ask you twice. Buckley is going to find his ass like Andre. At first, I couldn't understand why Lloyd just didn't tell Franklin that Buckley is beginning to be a problem. But she is just so caught up in trying to run her own shit, thinking that she got everything. And I think that Buckley is a little bit too much for her. Franklin meets up with Teddy, and because of the raids and everything, he asks Teddy could he get some assistance with the LAPD getting them to calm down. Teddy tells Franklin, I don't have any contacts in the LAPD anymore because of your father went to the press. And he tells him, my advice to you is don't worry about it. Nobody cares because this is in South Central. It's not like it's in a white neighborhood. He tells him just deal with only your family and they can never touch him. Teddy, I believe, can help Franklin. He is just on his self-righteous shit so much because he done went in the jungles and exercised, renewed his mind. Well, I'm going to say cleanse his body of the drug habit, things of that source. But Teddy has not renewed his mind. He thinks that he's better than someone, but he's no better than Grady. Leon goes to see Ivy and he wants some rocket launchers and some heavy artillery. Ivy asks, what do you need all of this for? And Leon tells him for the cops. Ivy tries to talk some sense into Leon, and he tells him that he witnessed a few uprisings, some successful. So believe me when I tell you, those conditions that I speak of does not exist in or out your projects for you to successfully reach an insurgence of what you speak of. Leon, he don't want to hear from nobody. All he knows is he gonna revolutionize his people. He gonna free his people. Ivy tells him, look, give me a few days to prepare for the special items and I'll call you later. Ivy isn't going to give Leon shit. Leon recklessness will make it hot for Ivy. Just imagine rocket launches, putting down the police. Oh, hell no. Somebody would have to pay for that. Wanda is looking good and professional. She secured her job under Franklin's company as a rent collector, and she's making executive decisions. She was going around collecting rent, and one of the tenants refused to pay his rent because of a clogged pipe. So Wanda took some $8 from out the rent money that she did collect, went and brought a snake, and she unclogged the drain herself. Veronica and Franklin was pleased with that. I think Wanda is going to come up, like all the way up. I think that she's going to apply herself, recognize her potential, and venture off into legit business. Sissy comes down to her office because remember, this is her business, hers and Franklin's. And she's pleased with how business expanded. And she's also happy that Franklin found Veronique. Veronique said he's one of the most capable men that I have ever met. And Sissy said, yeah, just like his father. So Franklin's like, oh, no, cut that out. And they're setting up a presentation to catch Sissy up on everything that they have done. But Sissy is listening, but she's not connected. Her mind is elsewhere. Franklin is planning a dinner party to celebrate Sissy's return. He goes to see Leon because, him and Sissy consider Leon family. Leon tells Franklin, like, look, I'm sorry, my people need me more. My people from all over the world. Leon feels like they have money and power, but where is that getting his people except for dead, in jail, or hooked on drugs? Leon said, I'm sorry, but I can't be sitting up there eating steak and shrimp and my people out here in a fucked up position. The more enlightened and awakened Leon gets, the more aware he's going to get and realize his part in the destruction of his community and his people, also himself. And Leon is going to be out very soon, I believe. Jerome tells Lloyd that Franklin is throwing Sissy this dinner party, and Lloyd doesn't want to go. And of course it's about Franklin, but she tried to say that she's tired and she just want to watch TV. With so much stuff going on, blah, blah, blah. So Jerome is like, what? Like, with all the stuff that I got going on as well? He was basically saying to her, like, I've been standing right next to you, beside you the whole time. He tells Lloyd, I don't like when you and Franklin put me in the middle of it. And here I am asking you to join me to dinner for my sister that I haven't seen in over a year, and you can't do that? Lloyd said, you know what? You're right. And they all go to dinner. Although there's awkward energy between Louis and Franklin, dinner is going well. And Sissy, she asked Franklin and Veronique about when do they plan to get married. Franklin told her that they are going to focus on the baby right now. But my thing is, what do you need a ring for when you got a stake in the investment property? We asked Sissy, was the news of the baby the reason that she came back? And Sissy tells her, yeah, it was the push that she needed, but actually it wasn't nothing left for her down in Cuba, so she decided to come home. Sissy brings up Alton and how much he would really had enjoyed the dinner party. And every time Sissy brings up Alton or mention him, Franklin is always trying to shift gears on the conversation. So he mentions Louis and Jerome buying the horse. So Louis, she just comes out with it. Did you ever find out what happened to Alton? Sissy, she said, we all know what happened to Alton. Teddy killed him. Franklin's stupid ass, he like, we don't know that for sure. He regurgitating exactly what Teddy told him about. It could have been a number of intelligent agencies looking after him. And Sissy tells him with certainty, to dead Alton, only one man wanted to do that, and that was Teddy McDaniel. Franklin is looking at Lloyd like he just want to jump over the table and strangle her for bringing it up. So Sissy is like, what is up with you two? You two been going at it on the low all evening. So Lloyd, she tells Franklin she deserves to know, and she come out with it that Teddy is back. On the ride home, Sissy says to Franklin that she wants to help, but if he keep her in the dark, how could she? Veronique thinks that Sissy is speaking of the real estate business, and she offered her to fill her in on whatever she wanted to know. Sissy said, not that business, baby. Sissy goes on to tell Franklin she been in this business and she lost her husband to it. The man that's responsible has returned and she wasn't informed. She tells Franklin that she knew that Veronique was the woman for him because she was right there by his side. Although Franklin doesn't take Veronique along to do drug related business, but she still does know about Teddy. That's because Franklin trusts her. Sissy tells him, I didn't come back to be a burden. She just want to help. And she don't want Franklin to keep her in the dark. Like I mentioned before, Veronique has taken Sissy's place. So Sissy is like, just because you got a girlfriend, don't push me out. I still want to know everything. The next day, Sissy goes to visit Leon because, you know, Sissy, that's Sissy baby as well. And Sissy noticed all the damages from the raid, and she's looking around and she sees a pile of rifles that Leon had. Sissy asks Leon, is there anything that she can do to put some ease on him? Sissy doesn't know the details, but she knows that Leon is going through something. And she also knows that Leon is about what he say. So she drops some knowledge on Leon, telling him that what impressed her the most about Cuba was literacy rate was 100%. Every single Cuban could read or write. Healthcare was up because the people care about one another. Because, brothers and sisters, knowledge is power. I digress. Sissy says to Leon, when we was in the Black Panthers, we made a lot of changes without firing a shot. If we would have fired a shot, then it would have been about violence and not justice. Then that would have led to jail or dead. And that would have been exactly what they wanted from the beginning. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. She tells Leon that there's so many other ways that you can advance your people. This ain't the way, homie. This ain't. But I do think with this new Leon will still go there. I mean, because Leon knows what ultimately has to be done. But I think that Leon is more enlightened and he will listen to Sissy. Jerome is sitting there alone with himself, and he got his remember Jerome speakers, jamming Jerome speakers? Well, he's playing the skateboard rapper tapes that he put in the bag for him. And he's going through the tapes, listening to the lyrics, and Jerome is having a man in the mirror moment. He's listening to the lyrics and he's internalizing the truth. And if you have a pinch of morality in you, the truth will hit you hard. The truth can also set you free. WWJD. What will Jerome do? He should invest into this rapper. That's what I think he should do. Jerome never wanted to get this deep in with this. Jerome was a man about his community and his people. And because Jerome loved Louise so much and he's so loyal to her, he's right by her side. And that's what, again, makes, in Lloyd's eyes, Jerome a king among men. Not too many men could take the backseat to their lady, especially in that drug game. But yeah, Jam and Jerome get into some music with that skateboard rapper. I mean, he was in his environment and he had a bird's eye view. Was he snitching? Yes. But at this time, this is the beginning of hip hop. People didn't know that they would blatantly be snitching to the police. But how does that disclaimer go? We have changed the names of the real people to protect their identity. That's all this skateboard rapper gotta learn. You can't, put us out there like that. It's okay to tell your story, but paint your picture a little different than what's really going on. I mean, I'm saying if 50 can do it, why can't he? Veronique says to Franklin, look, the energy is off. Let's talk. She says to Franklin that you downplayed Teddy. This man done killed your father and just popped up out of nowhere. How dangerous is he? And Franklin explains to her that Elton went against Teddy and lost. Franklin is always blaming his father about this. Like he said earlier in this season, to Grady, when he said money will break a family up. Well, money has broke his father, and it has came in between him and his father. If I was Sissy at that dinner table when Franklin was saying, we don't know that Teddy killed him, I would have slapped him to that floor. You know damn well Teddy killed your father. Franklin is so caught up in this and he loved the money so much that he doesn't see that. He tells Veronique that Teddy is a little bit different. Maybe he's paranoid, but as long as Franklin bring in that money, they're safe, at least for right now. So he asked Veronique how did she feel meeting his mom, and Veronique said, well, I knew that you was a mama's boy. But it's something else that's bothering Veronique. She said that she was snooping around, being nosy. She was honest about that. And she found a gun. She said, when you asked me to move in with you, I asked you, was it safe? And you said it was. Franklin said, well, it is safe. I just got that for added security. And he tells her, if you want me to get rid of it, if it makes you uncomfortable, I'll get rid of it. Veronique stripped that gun down. She tells Franklin that she thinks that Sissy is cool, or she's imagining it. She tells Franklin that don't shut Sissy down if she has something to say, even if you don't want to hear it. And I thought that was some good advice, because we see that Franklin keeps avoiding this Alton conversation. And now that he's where he is in this life, he feels as though he don't need his mother anymore. And that's all a part of growing up. But don't forget, she's going through this journey with you as well. Veronique goes on to tell Franklin that she feels safe at the home. That's not an issue for her. She said, but, him riding around with these strippers and a weird ex-vet just isn't going to cut it. We need more. And Franklin tells her that he'll get right on it in the first thing in the morning. Franklin asks her, how did she know how to unload that gun like that? He was like, hold up. I don't know, you. She said where she's from, her mother told her that in the event that Veronique would ever have to look for her, she has some protection. Franklin asks her, like, protection for her? What about you? And it's like hard for Veronique to talk about her mother. We see that she's avoidant of the subject of her mother. I still don't know what to think of Veronique. She can be very intelligent and headstrong, know what she wants, and she sees this opportunity with Franklin, and she know how to move what he's working with. It's nothing wrong with that. But I don't know. It seems like she has some self-indulgent pleasures in this. I don't know. I just don't trust her. When Franklin asks her, do you think that your mother would ever walk into the office and want to pop up at the office and want to be back in our lives? And she said, if she don't think so, but if that do happens, she's moving to Africa. So this may be a setup that Veronique mom is coming. I think she's coming. And lastly, Sissy is down at the diner, and a guy come by. He says, did we meet before? And Sissy was like, I'm not sure. I was just in Mexico City. So I'm like, Mexico City? I thought you was in Cuba. Well, he was like, yes, I'm glad to meet you. Just showing his gratitude, all the things that he admire about Sissy. And Sissy, like, okay, how this thing was going to work. She's like, cut the bullshit. Ruben said, well, we'll make contact on a regular basis, meet up. And long as there's no cameras around, we can meet up in public. Sissy said, no, that's not what I'm talking about. I spoke with my son, and just like I said, he's back. Ruben asked her, Teddy McDonald? Yes, Teddy McDonald. What do I have to do next? I said, whoa, shit. They gonna eliminate Teddy. Ruben, he knows everything that Teddy and the CIA has done to Sissy and her family. He told Sissy, I know what you want. And Sissy said, look, let me be clear. I want answers first. She wants to know exactly what happened to Alton, and she wants her family's safety guaranteed. Sissy looked Ruben in his eyes, and she said, then you can kill Teddy McDaniels. Ain't nothing like a woman scorned. Sissy has literally, she's losing her child to this, her husband. Hell has no fury like a woman scorned. And that's where the episode ends. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.